Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, welcome to our group presentation. Today, we are going to discuss an intriguing and often misunderstood topic, auditory hallucination in a person. Phenomenon is not only a medical condition but also hold a cultural and mystical interpretation in some societies. So our presentation will cover the causes, the definition, symptoms, and management of auditory hallucination. So our group consists of 4 people. The first is me, and the second is Malaysia, and the third Harin Oktianingsih, and the last is Anissa Eka Saputri. So now let's begin with the definition, which will be explained by Anissa Eka Saputri. So please welcome Anissa Eka Saputri, who will explain the definition of auditory hallucination.
Thank you for my Shara for the time given. I will explain the definition of auditory hallucination. What does hallucination mean? This is medical hallucination. Auditory hallucinations are the perception of sound without any real external stimulus, often associated with psychotic disorder such as schizophrenia. Patients may hear voices that are not there, such as command, comment, or conversation. This phenomenon is interpreted as a disturbance of sensory perception by the brain that does not receive sound stimulation from the environment. Next, mythical. In some cultures, auditory hallucinations are considered a spiritual or mystical phenomenon, such as hearing the voice of spirit, jinn, or ghost. Some people voice are communication with the supernatural world or seek from ancestors. In certain traditions, this hallucination can be seen as a form of achieving higher consciousness of the opening of the sixth sense. So, auditory hallucination are a condition when someone hears a voice but a real source. Medical can occur due to psychological disorders, but others it is considered a mystical experience. That's enough for me, and next Harin Oktianingsih.
Thank you so much, Anissa. That was a great explanation. So let's move on to the causes of auditory hallucination, which will be delivered by Harin Oktianingsih.
Okay, thank you Aya for the opportunity. Okay guys, next we will discuss the etiology or causes of auditory hallucination. There are several contribution factors ranging from biological to psychosocial aspect. First, we have biological factor, starting with genetic. A family history of psychotic disorders such as schizophrenia increases the risk of auditory hallucination. Second, neurochemistry. Any imbalance of dopamine can disrupt how sound is perceived. Nah, the last, brain structure. Abnormalities in the brain, especially in the temporal lobe and auditory cortex, can contribute to this condition. The next category is neurological factor. Traumatic brain injury can damage the brain auditory pathway. In addition, tumor or stroke in areas the process auditory information can also causes hallucination. Next, we have psychiatric factor. Schizophrenia is a minor psychotic disorder often associated with auditory hallucination. In bipolar disorder, psychotic symptoms including hallucination can occur during manic or severe depression episode. The next substance factor. Certain substances like alcohol can cause hallucination, especially when consumed in late morning. And the last, psychosocial factor. Severe stress or psychological trauma, such as the loss of a loved one, can trigger hallucination. And extreme social isolation may also increase this risk. Okay, guys, these are the main etiological factor behind auditory hallucination. Understanding understanding this cause help with accurate diagnosis and treatment approaches. Okay, the next one will be explained by Mersha. Thank you.
Thank you, Harin Oktianingsih, for explaining the causes clearly. So next, Mersha Pradita will talk about the symptoms commonly seen in people with auditory hallucination.
Okay, thank you, Aya. Now we talk about symptom in auditory hallucination in a person. First is talking to unseen voice. Talking to unseen voice means like talking to yourself, but the person who is talking to himself feels like he has someone to talk to. And B, fear, anxiety without reason. Anxiety in health is very important for us to care about it. Usually, the auditory hallucination experienced by someone are threatening in a negative direction, such as whisper to hurt himself. C. Confusion and trouble concentrating. The cause of trouble concentrating and confusion is because a person is distracted by the sound he hears. And the unusual or withdrawn. Unusual or withdrawn behavior start from what he hears. It could be an instruction, a threat, or something negative. If you find someone with symptoms like the one I mentioned, it could be that the person is at risk of auditory hallucination. And then, now we talk about what management. Okay, we can manage hallucination in 3 categories. Pharmacotherapy, which means it is related to drugs, psychotherapy, which means it is related to the soul and emotion, and social support, which means it is related to motivation and reinforcement. Okay, first, pharmacotherapy. Some of the drugs that can be used include antipsychotic, risperidone, olanzapine, and clozapine. The benefits of the drug are reducing hallucination and improving cognitive social function. And then psychotherapy, CBT or cognitive brain therapy to manage response to voice. And then grounding technique. Grounding technique to help someone distinguish hallucination from reality. And then social support, reduce stigma. Reduce stigma means like eliminate or reduce negative views and discrimination. And then last, family and community involvement. Family support can provide a sense of security and comfort, help with adherence, manage stress, and other things. Okay, this is enough. I return it to Aya.
Thank you, Mersha Pradita, and thank you for everyone for that insightful explanation. So To conclude our presentation, auditory hallucinations are not only a medical symptom, but also hold a cultural significance in many communities. While science helps us to understand and treat these experiences, we must also respect the beliefs and perspective of those who experience auditory hallucinations. So we hope this presentation has helped you gain a better understanding of the complexity of auditory hallucination from both a clinical and cultural viewpoint. So I think that's enough from us. We hope this presentation can be useful for us and for everyone. I think that's enough, guys. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.